Hi, my name is Bintu and today I'm going to teach you how to run your first OOPS program in C++. OOPS, Object Oriented Programming, one of the finest techniques that enhances reusability. When you say an object, basically it is an variable or an instance of a class. What is a class then? You must have heard of structures. Structures basically are a collection of several fields. When you add certain functions also to a structure, it will become a class. Like for example, this is a class, I am calling it React. It is a collection of certain variables. Can you see that there are three variables L, B and A, that is of type integers. It comprises of two functions also. I am calling them methods now. When the functions are enclosed in a class, we will be calling them methods. So there are two methods. When certain variables and certain methods, also known as members, are enclosed into a unit, we will be calling them a class. So this is a class React. Exactly like in a structure. When you define a variable of a structure, the variable of that structure is able to access all the fields, all the members of that structure. Similarly, when you define an object, when you define an instance of a class, that object will be able to access all the variables and methods of that class. For example, this K is an instance of class React. So K will be able to access all the three variables and both the two methods. That means, can I use the L, B and A variables here? No. Can you see some declaration private here? Yes. This is known as access modifier or access specifier. This private keyword declares that these variables cannot be used outside the boundary of this class. And here these two methods are declared as public. That means these methods can be seen, these methods are visible outside the boundary of this class. It is because of this reason that you can see that the object K is able to access the two methods setData and getArea of this class outside the body of this class. Suppose these methods have been declared as private, and when you invoke these methods outside the body of this class, you get an error that these methods are not visible. Right now I'll confine to the two SS specifiers, private and public. There's one more, protected, but we'll talk about it when I'll be discussing about inheritance. The one thing is for sure to understand that the members that are declared as private cannot be accessed outside the body of the class, and the members that are declared as public, they can be accessed outside the body of the class. So K is an instance of class React. K is liable to access the three variables and these two methods. When you call k.setData, so you are calling the setData method of this class and passing two arguments, 50 and 8. This 50 will be assigned to this X parameter and 8 will be assigned to Y. From X and Y, these two values 50 and 8 will be assigned to the private data members of the class. So L and B will be assigned 50 and 8. L represents length and B represents breadth. Basically, I am calculating area of rectangle through this program. When you invoke getArea function, when you call getArea method through this instance K, control will come over here. It will calculate multiplication of L and B. The L and B have been assigned 50 and 8. A will get the value 400. This will print area of rectangle is A, and you'll get the output as area of rectangle as 400. I believe that you know the meaning of these two lines. In every C++ program, we have to include this library IOStream, input output stream. It is because the meanings of the commands cout, cin, like this cout is standard output command, cin, which is used basically to get the data from the user. The meanings of those commands is specified in these libraries. Obviously, while you are writing a program, you are writing to input something and to get some output. So this library has to be included in every C++ program. What is the use of the std? Basically, namespace is used to avoid collision among methods and variables. These standard input-output commands are basically collected into one package. We are calling them namespace. That package is known as std. So when you write using namespace std, you are telling the compiler that the commands or method that will be discussed in this program are from this std namespace. So it won't collide with any commands from other namespace. We'll be learning later how to create our own namespace. Namespace is just a package to handle certain commands to avoid confusion, to avoid any collision with another methods or variables. A question might strike in your mind that you could have calculated the area of rectangle by calling simple functions. What is the use of OOPS here? OOPS helps in reusability. It helps in enhancing the program. Let's see how. First, we'll run this program. I'm using dev C++ compiler. It's an IDE. for running my C++ program. This is the program that we've just discussed. Let's compile and run it. Click on execute, select compile and run command. Area of rectangle is 400. So this program is working perfectly well. But what is the usability? Let's do it. I am defining one more instance. This will help you understand what is the benefit of using classes. You see what I've done? I have defined two objects, K1 and K2, that is two instances. Now, what will happen? There will be two sets of LB and A. One will be assigned to K1 and another will be assigned to K2. When you call set data via these two arguments 50 and 8, L and B will be assigned 50 and 8. But this L and B will be of the instance K1. When you call again the set data 27, 78, this time these two values will be assigned to X and Y, and then via these two parameters X and Y, the values will be assigned to L and B. But this 27 and 78 will be assigned to the L and B of instance K2. That means the length and breadth of K1 will not collide, will not interfere with the values of the instance K2. This is not possible in the normal functions. When you invoke one function and after invoking of one function, when you invoke the same function again with another values, the previous values are overwritten. But here these values will not be overwritten. The first values will be assigned to the length and breadth member of instance K1 and the second set of values will be assigned to the length and breadth of instance K2. So it won't collide. So this will get you the area of rectangle of the values 50 and 8 and this will get you the area of rectangle of the values 27 and 78. Let's run it. So this proves that the instances helps in reusability. It enhances a program. The values of one object will not interfere with the values of another object because of these abstraction, you can say. This is encapsulation also, that the values of one method will not collide with the values of another instance. We'll be understanding this access modifiers in the next lecture also. Let's run this program in Unix also. I'm using Kigmin for that. Kigmin is a software package that provides you a Unix environment on Windows. I've already written a program for you. This is that. Let's compile it. I'm using G++ compiler for compiling. The program is compiled. Let's see. So the program is working perfectly well. I'm giving you an assignment to just know that you followed this program or not. Please calculate area of triangle for me. The formula is half into B into H, where B is for base and H stands for height. For these two values of B and H, 19 and 7, 19 for base and 7 for height. And this is the second set of values, 6 for base and 23 for height. I want two area of triangles via classes. And if you are able to do it, please mail me at bmharwani@yahoo.com. If your answer is correct, I'll send you the second lecture free of charge. If you find any problem, please mail me at bmharwani@yahoo.com. And please subscribe to my channel and do write comments. I'm not finding any comments on my tutorial. Thanks for watching my video. Have a nice day.